So the last part of this lesson is still solving some linear systems in 3 variables, but we're going to do it by substitution this time. And look, well, there's me. It's an old picture of me. I'm still wearing glasses. Looks like I'm grading some geometry papers. And, well, substitution is all about when you have something, you can take something out and replace it with something that's equal to it, right? So we take out Mr. Noel and replace it with a substitute, right? So that's exactly what we're doing here. So in substitution, here's the steps, okay? And you'd only want to do this if it's convenient. And it may not ever be convenient. I'm just saying. So step 1 is that you're going to solve one of the equations for one of the variables. So of course you would only want to do that if you're not going to generate a whole bunch of fractions, so that you might have x all by itself or something like that. So now you're going to take that expression and you're going to substitute it in the other 2 equations. And what that just did is that you got rid of one of the variables by substitution. So if you solve that first equation for x, you would take that expression and substitute it in for x into the second equation and the third equation, and there's no more x's. Okay? And then finally, solve that remaining 2 variable system. You can do that one also by substitution if you wanted to, or by elimination, or by graphing if you wanted to. Just don't do it by cheating. Okay, so let's try this word problem out with this substitution method. At a carry-out pizza restaurant, an order of 3 slices of pizza, 4 breadsticks, and 2 soft drinks costs $13.35. Very interesting. A second order of 5 slices of pizza, 2 breadsticks, and 3 soft drinks costs $19.50. If 4 breadsticks and a can of soda cost 30 cents more than a slice of pizza, what's the cost of each item? This is so typical of a math problem that uses like system of equations. If you really wanted to know how much each of those items cost, if you were ordering these things, you just kind of look right up to the menu and go, oh, I see that a piece of pizza costs $4, you know. But anyway, that's what we've come to expect from certain math problems and certain math books or whatever, completely contrived examples, and this is just one of them. I'm actually going to forward this to this is the same exact problem, I just made it real small. You may not be able to see it, but I can still see it or whatever, so I can use it for some numbers. Okay, so I can write down some equations. So let's define some variables here. We've got the cost of pizza, let's call that P. Cost of breadsticks, let's call that B. And some soft drinks, let's call that S. How's that sound? So we have our 3 variables, and it's the cost of these things because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the cost of each item. And so now we're just going to write ourselves a system of equations with the information that it gives us. It says that 3 slices of pizza, so 3 P's, 4 breadsticks, so 4 B's, and 2 soft drinks, 2 S's. All of that is equal to $13.35. Okay, so far? Okay. Second one. The second order is 5 slices of pizza and 2 breadsticks and 3 soft drinks. Plus 3 soft drinks is equal to $19.50. And finally, we have our last equation. If 4 breadsticks and a can of soda, so it's 4 breadsticks plus 1 can of soda, is equal to, or it costs 30 cents more than a slice of pizza. So if I'm going to write that, I need a slice of pizza, which is P, plus 30 cents more. So plus 3, 0. I don't need to write the 0, but I will. Anyway, so there's my 3 equations. Now I need to solve for one of them, and I'm going to substitute that expression into the other one. So I can either solve, look at the bottom equation, I can easily solve this thing for either S or P. Well, let's go ahead and solve it for P, because all I'll have to do is subtract the 0.3 over, and I'd be golden. So I'm just going to switch colors here and make this last equation, P is equal to 4B's plus an S minus 30 cents. Okay, now I'm going to take this expression for P and I'm going to substitute that into that equation and this equation. And then I won't have P's anymore. I'll just have B's and S's, and then it's just a two-variable system like I'm used to doing. So when I do that substitution must be done in purple. So let's get a purple crayon and substitute 3 times 4B's plus an S minus 0.3. All of this plus 4 more B's, 2 S's is equal to 1335. And then I would simplify down that equation and I wouldn't have any P's in it anymore. And then I would do the same thing for the next equation. I'd have 5 times 4B's plus an S minus 0.3 plus the rest of that equation, 2B, 3 S's is equal to 1950. Now from this point, I could either use substitution or elimination again. So probably elimination. So substitution or elimination to solve for B and S. Once I found B and S, then I would take those two answers and I would substitute it back into this red equation right here so I can find P. And much to your disappointment, I'm not actually going to solve this one. I will work it out and I will put that right down below this video, so I would challenge you to finish this off yourself and then check that work on that printout right there, on that PDF file with the answers worked out for you. Okay. In the meantime, let's take a look at one more exercise, and it's an SAT question. It's very strange, but you know those SAT people are. If 5 sips plus 4 gulps is equal to 1 glass, and 13 sips plus 7 gulps is equal to 2 glasses, how many sips equal a gulp? It's just weird. Okay, anyway, so let's write our equations down. How about 5, we'll call that S for sips, plus 4G for gulps is equal to 1. I can't use G, I just used it. How about L for glasses? Okay, and then the second one is 13 sips plus 7 gulps is equal to 2 glasses. Whoops, I was about to put a G. Okay, anyway, L. So I couldn't solve this for each one of the 3 variables because you only have 2 equations. So the most that you can hope for is just to get rid of one of them. And if you look here, we're looking for how many sips equal a gulp, so what we have to get rid of is the L. And we can do that by substitution. We can take this expression and we can stick it in for L in the second equation. Solve it down and we should have our answer. Okay, this takes green. So I'm going to take 13 sips plus 7 gulps and make it equal to 2 times, I'm going to take the L out and I'm going to put in 5 sips plus 4 gulps. Okay, and now let's just work this out and see how many sips equal a gulp. So I've got 13 sips plus 7 gulps equal, distribute here, 10 sips plus 8 gulps. And why don't I go ahead and, let's see, subtract the 10 sips over here. So 10 sips minus 10 sips. And subtract the 7 gulps. Right. 7 gulps over to this side. And what I'm left with is 3 sips is equal to 1 gulp. There you go, Mr. SAT. 3 sips equal a gulp. So you remember that the next time one of your friends asks for a gulp of your Coke or something, that they're actually taking 3 sips. Is that, is that fair to you? You want them only to take, say, just 2 sips? Or just 1 sip? I don't know. It's up to you. If you'd like to share your Coke, I don't even drink Coke. Anyway, so what we covered here is talking about solving a system, a linear system in 3 variables. and interpreting what that looked like geometrically. We're talking about 3 intersecting planes and all the different ways that they could intersect. And then finally solving that linear system either by substitution or elimination. And I threw this animated GIF in here just because it takes place in 3 dimensions and it looks pretty sweet. So finally, here's your assignment. So let me talk briefly about that extra credit or this bonus opportunity for your quiz. So in the course of doing your homework, you're going to come across, and you know you're going to do this in class or whatever you're going to do if you're in a flipped class. You're going to do the book work and you're going to find an example of a system that has just one solution, a system that has infinitely many solutions, and a system that has no solution at all. And I want you to go back to Microsoft Mathematics 4.0 and graph those systems, get a picture, and print those pictures off for me. Actually, print it off with the set of equations that go with it. And if you just turn in those print-offs next class period, then you can get some extra points on that quiz. Okay? See you in class.